Grant, Stoke City away this weekend. What's the team news ahead of that match?
We're carrying a couple of knocks, and whether they make the game at the weekend, we'll see. Greg Docherty's good, has trained for a few days now, and should be okay for the weekend. But like I said, there's a couple of knocks that will give as long as possible to see if we can get them right.
How frustrating is it, the injuries that are occurring that are disrupting your plans at the moment?
Yeah, disappointing. Obviously, we haven't been able to pick from a fully fit squad yet. We just seem to be picking little niggles and knocks up along the way. And I think I've spoken about this before. It's the fact that it's been a bit stop-start in terms of the pre-season that we had early part of the season with the COVID situation we had. And some people have been taking time to get back up to speed. But, you know, it is what it is. Every football club has their own issues in terms of injuries, and we're no different. But we're hoping, you know, they're nothing serious and it doesn't keep anyone out for too long. And like I say, we'll give them the best opportunity to be right for the weekend.
A couple of players who have been absent in recent weeks, Alfie Jones and Tom Huddleston. How close are they to a return to action? Yeah,
Alfie's fine. Alfie's trained all week, probably from last Friday as well. From Friday onwards, he's trained and looking better. Tom was out on the grass today for the first time. We'll see where he is. He's not going to make the game at the weekend, but we'll see where he is for the games maybe midweek or the one after. But yeah, it's nice to obviously to have Alfie back as well. You know, he was such an important player for us last season, wherever he played, whether it was in midfield or as a centre half. And he's a good one to have back because again, he's got the characteristics that we like, and you know, he's a big player.
You must be pleased with the competition at centre half with Deschamps Bernard coming in place of Alfie and doing really well.
Yeah, I mean it's nice. You know, Sean McLaughlin as well hasn't had an opportunity, but you know, we've got 4 young centre halves and they're all chomping at the bit to play every week, and the competition's good. You know, and with Alfie coming back now, it gives the competition even more of a lift. So they've all been training quite well and doing well. So it's a nice conundrum to have.
Another young player at the other end of the pitch, Tyler Smith, came on and looked really bright against Sheffield United, scoring a goal which should have stood and setting one up as well. How encouraged were you with his display?
Yeah, really pleased with Tyler. I mean, you've got to remember, he's only been in the building probably 3 weeks now. But he's getting to know everybody. He's getting to know the system and the style of play. And I think you could see in the first game we had a couple of opportunities where we've just thrown him in. Ideally, look, we probably wouldn't have thrown him in at the deep end in such a big game. But you know, he came in and done well against Bournemouth, and then again he's come off the bench in the games, and then against Sheffield United he's come on and made a real impact. So you know, he's definitely in the thinking for the weekend.
How big a boost will it be for Keane of the team to have got that goal on Saturday and to put some pressure on Sheffield United in the closing stage of that match?
Yeah, well, it's a monkey off our back a little bit, isn't it? You know, I was asked about it after every press conference, and we were trying. You know, we were creating opportunities, but just doesn't seem to be getting in for us. Whether it was the offside goal that McGuinness scored and wasn't offside at Blackburn, whether it was the header to hit the crossbar against Bournemouth, we're having big opportunities in games that just wasn't falling our way. You know, and like I said, after the game against Sheffield United, if we get that back to 3-2 and that goal stands, then we give ourselves an opportunity in the last 10 to 12 minutes to maybe nick a draw out of it, or you know, go for the win. So it wasn't to be, but nice to see Keane arrive in that position. A good move as well, you know, from Honeyman and Tyler Smith, and then Keane to finish. So we're pleased with that, and to see that go back in the back of the net.
You admitted after that game that we do need to improve as a side. In what areas do you want to see improvement?
Well, look, we're always looking for improvement in every area. You know, we know where we need to get better. Of course we do. I think it's been well highlighted and well documented, and I've been constantly asked about it. So we do know we need to get better at a certain aspect of our game. The bit that, you know, for me, you know, there's every game we play and every team after the game, you get managers saying, you know, you're a good team, I like the way you play, etc. For me, it's, you know, tongue in cheek, those sort of comments when you're losing games, and it's hard to take. And we want to turn that around. You know, we want to make sure we start improving on the results, definitely. But to do that, we have to keep our performances high. Well, continue to get them higher than what they are at this present time. and get better at the areas where we need to improve. So we've had a good week this week. It's been a good week to reset almost and reflect on where we are at this present time and what we've done, and have a chat with the players, just to continue to work in terms of our principles and guiding on them, and our standards that we set. So it's been a good week. We've had a good week's training, and we're looking forward to the game now.
How important are the senior, experienced players during times like this to keep spirits high in the camp?
Yeah, I mean, it's important. It's at any football club, it's important. The experienced boys, the boys that's been there and done it, just to keep the young lads, focused on the next job. And that's what we do here anyway. I know no one wants to lose games. I'm the worst loser in the world, and but what we do is when we come in on a Monday morning, we reflect on it and we try and analyse what we've done right or what we've done wrong, and we get to work out on the training ground. So that's all we can do. What has gone is gone, whether that's a win, loss or a draw. We've got to focus and refocus our minds on the next one, and the next one's at Stoke.
Stoke City have started the season quite strongly. They're in a playoff position at the moment, albeit very early days in the season. What kind of team are they?
Well, I think Michael's obviously, he's gone into the building when there's a lot of players in there. There's been changes and chop and change in the managers, so probably accumulation of players. But I think what you've seen now is that he's got his own squad together, and his own way of playing. You're right, they've started the season well. I think they're expected to go quite well in the division as well. So it's another game that's going to be a tough ask, but a tough challenge. But we're going to go there and enjoy it. We're going to go there and try and bring our game to the table, and take what we've worked on this week into the game and see if we can get an improved result on what we've shown recently. But that will come from the performance levels being high and the energy of the group being good.
Where are Stoke particularly strong?
And they're just a strong team. They're a good team. They've got good options all over the pitch, and experienced championship players in there as well. So this is what we're up against every game. This is where we are, and we just go in there and enjoy it and see if we can get the result.
Final one, Grant. Michael ONeill is the manager there. You've played under him previously. What is it like to come up against the manager you've previously worked under? Yeah,
I played against his team obviously in the first year in the championship. I think we won one and lost one. Convincingly lost one at Stoke when we were terrible that day. But yeah, he's someone who I hugely respect. He did a tremendous job at Northern Ireland to galvanise that group from where they were to where they were when he left them. Was great to see. And being from the country as well, it was great to see moving up the rankings and going to European Championship finals and things like that. So done a tremendous job, and I think now he's starting to stamp his authority a bit more on the Stoke. So again, huge respect for him. Obviously I didn't play too much under him. I think I played only 1 or 2 games under him at Northern Ireland, but you can see what he's about as a manager, just in the camps that I was in. So it'll be nice to see him, and I'm sure we'll share a drink after the game.